Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm looking at a pedal from Lichtlaerm Audio. It is their Aquaria Boost Overdrive pedal, and we're going to get into why this is a very unique take on a very classic circuit. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so a couple months ago, Daniel from Lichtlaerm, he sent me these pedals, this one and the Aster boost pedal, which I featured in a video when I was doing the Dark Terror from Orange a couple of videos back. And this one is a little bit different than your standard going to drive a high gain amp kind of boost pedal, because this is based off of the ever elusive Klon Centaur circuit. Now, instead of paying, $4,000 to $8,000 for what is essentially a hard clipping germanium, I think, diode pedal. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure germanium's the traditional Klon circuit. This is a very unique and modified upgrade, I would say, to that circuit with some pretty cool features. So first up, let's just look at the controls that are on this pedal. Now, we have our standard tone, level, and gain knobs, everything that you would expect for any kind of overdrive circuit. But there are a few things on here that are unique to this pedal. Now, there's also a blend knob, which isn't super unique to overdrives in general, but what this does on this pedal is what you would expect. It blends in the dry signal with the overdrive signal. And if you go all the way to the right over here, that's fully wet. Go all the way to the left, fully dry, and somewhere in between you kind of got a blend of the two. Now, one of the main things that this pedal has that is totally unique is this proprietary 4-band EQ. You basically have a low shelf a low shelf cut, a low shelf boost, a low mid cut or boost, a high mid cut or boost, and then a high shelf cut or boost. And I'll list whatever those frequency ranges are up on the screen over here. Now, one of the things that's kind of cool about this is with this EQ comes a 6 decibel additional boost, clean boost attached to the EQ. And why that's important is because this EQ can work independently of the actual drive circuit. So I'm pretty sure this EQ is before the drive circuit. I'd have to verify that, or maybe I should have talked to Daniel before I did this video. Either way, if you wanted to just use it as its own clean boost with an EQ up front of your amp, you can do that with just clicking on this EQ circuit, and it's independent. With that said, if you have the drive circuit on and you add this EQ, you have another layer of EQ and then an additional 6 decibels of boost if you want it, or 6 decibels of cut. But if you cut all the way down, it turns the volume completely off. So it's there. It's this little tiny switch or knob here that you can attenuate to your heart's desire. The other thing about this pedal, which is very unique, now if you have seen this pedal online or you own this pedal already, this is actually the second version. This is the version 2. I believe it's the second version. I know it's different from the one that's actually online pictured right now. The original version had a switch that would allow you to switch between germanium, Schottky, and silicone diodes. Well, on this updated version, there's actually a knob here that allows you to blend in between the 3 different types of clipping circuits. All the way to the left is a germanium diode circuit. If you're all the way up in the middle, you're working with those Schottky diodes. And then all the way to the left is the silicone diodes, the most aggressive sound. And these are all, from what I understand, this is still all a hard clipping circuit pedal. As you turn up the gain, it gets very, very gainy. So with that out of the way, what I'm running today is this pedal into a Marshall Origin 50, a very cool pedal platform, kind of more clean mid-gain kind of amp. Not really a high-gain amp. I'm going to see how high-gain I can get it with this pedal, because it will do gain quite a bit. And then in front of that, I have a Wampler Ego 76 compressor, because sometimes with these more mid-range or mid-gain style pedals, where I'm doing more of the blues and rock stuff, sometimes a compressor can really kind of kick it up a notch. And I'm going to see kind of how these play with each other a little bit. And then for my guitar, I have this PRS SC 594 McCarty. And in here, I have my newly installed Corrigan Mark II custom and PAD custom pickups that Patrick Corrigan up in Toronto wound for me specifically to go on this guitar to match the aesthetic, and they sound great. And so yeah, let's get going. All right, so first up, let's just hear what the amp sounds like with nothing on it. I'm on the bridge pickup. So what I have going on here with this amp in particular, because this is very much kind of based around the old Plexi style circuit, kind of like a Plexi and a JCM 800 kind of, mashed together. I have the master volume up pretty high on this, just because I want all that forward kind of tube saturation from the power amp. I have the gain kind of a little bit past, a little bit past 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock here. And it already has a pretty dirty sound. I'm also running on the lowest power mode here because this amp is amazingly loud for 50 watts. So if I go up into either of the mid or the high power output modes, you get quite a shift in the amount of not only distortion but volume. Yeah, so that high volume setting is super duper just rattling the walls here. So I'm going to keep it on the low setting just so I can keep that master volume up a little bit. Keep the gain kind of where I have it. If I go to the neck pickup, a little bit cleaner, a little bit fatter. For now, I'm just going to keep it on the neck pickup just so we can kind of dial in some more kind of warm, bluesy rock tones. And so I'm going to turn on the Lichtlaerm pedal here, the Aquaria, and see what we got. So I got the tone right in the middle, I got the level in the middle, the gain almost in the middle. I can probably back that off just a bit. I'm fully blended with the wet clipping circuit. And I'm using the germanium diodes. So right away, just a nice fat saturated sound coming out with not too much gain on tap. If I just go straight over to the silicone diodes on here and see what the difference is there. The silicone diode is way fatter, a bit more woolly, I guess, in the mid-range. Up in the middle, it's kind of a split the difference kind of thing. I might have to confirm with Daniel whether or not this is really blending 3 different clipping circuits or if it's just a blend between the germanium and the silicone. I think for this pedal, I like the germanium quite a bit. It's a little less just everything all at once. Turn the gain up. It's got a pretty good, nice bite. So yeah, I mean, it has a bit of headroom on tap in terms of how gained out you can get it without it sounding completely muddy or fuzzy. If I go ahead and go back over to the silicone diodes and we tack that gain up and we maybe give a little bit more tone, you can get real, almost just straight up distortion sounds, especially on the... I don't have a noise gate on this thing either, so I'm going to get some buzziness going on. Just because I'm not here to run super high gain right now. But if I go to the neck or the bridge pickup... I mean, it's basically like having a distortion pedal at this point. So if I bypass that and I go over to just running the EQ, it works independently of the drive circuit. And right now it's not really doing anything because I have the boost at unity, so there's no boost. But if I boost that 6 decibels just for a clean boost, it's actually got a really nice sound. It's something, you know, akin to just wanting to have a little bit of extra push. And then with the EQ, you know, if you really want to push that high end, or some of the high mids, cut out some of the low mids, bump some of the low mids. It's a very powerful tone shaping tool, and I think that's really cool. And if you add it back into the already gained out circuit here, gets a little over the top. I mean, you can make a metal tone out of this amp. I don't think that's what they're necessarily built for, but you can do it. So if I scale the gain back here, I'm going to go back to the germanium diodes just because I really like the sound of those fully on. I'm going to keep the tone about new, and I'm going to bump the level up just a little bit, gain back. I'm going to keep the EQ engaged, and one of the things I'm going to do with the EQ is I'm going to go back to the neck pickup. I'm going to take out some of that low mids. I'm going to put the mids back in the amp because I kind of scooped them out there for a minute. And here's what I got just with how I have it set up right now. And I have the 6 decibel boost on. I turn the 6 decibel boost back to unity. Just want the EQ in. I got the gain up on the germanium circuit just a little bit more. That's just a really beefy, fat sound for like bluesy rock stuff. I'm gonna add the compressor on, see if I don't get a lot of feedback. Oh, not too bad. All right, with the compressor on, you know, the cool thing about a compression pedal is what it does is it allows you to dial in a little bit more of that upfront transient and then kind of quickly, you know, allow kind of a compression and then a little bit of a slower release. So you get like a really punchy upfront kind of attack. This Wampler pedal is pretty cool. I'm not really here to feature this, but it has a lot of cool controls. If I de-blend or unblend the wet signal from the dry and I take off the EQ here, a little bit more kind of round sound, a little more mid-forward. That's getting pretty gnarly. Now I'm back over to the silicone. I'm going to turn the gain down, tone down, level up. Gain up a little bit, tone. I'm going to add the second gain circuit on the Marshall here. Get it kind of woolly, really nasty. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can geek out on that kind of tone all day if you're really into like the blues rock stuff. Let me quickly see. Now, I'm gonna go crazy with the gain on this amp here, and then I'm going to dial this in as though I am trying to use it like a tube screamer almost. To see if it'll do that. Level up, tone kind of up. I'll keep this tilt. Read up on these amps, figure out what the tilt does. Basically takes you from like takes you from the Plexi sound over to the JCM 800 sound. Anyway, I'm gonna keep that not quite all the way up. I'm gonna scoop the mids out a little bit, bass in the middle, treble in the middle, presence a little bit past, master up just to get that full saturation. Let's see what happens. I'm on the bridge pickup now. That's not quite there. It's a little too fuzzy, woolly, kind of, I don't know, just a little bit too much. I'm going to go to the germanium diode, maybe, because the germanium's a little bit tighter. I'll go there. I'll turn on the EQ, cut out some of the low mids, bump some of the high mids, see what we get. Here goes nothing. I think that's as good as I'm going to get that. Anyway, I just wanted to check out the cool Aquaria Klon circuit. It's got a lot of good tones. It's super versatile, obviously. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link to the product page down below so you guys can get your hands on it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.